Hey guys, Skeptical here. So I wanted to make this video to show you all as to, some basic / advanced combat tips. I didn't really want to put anything more than that. Maybe if I'll make a part 2 if y'all want more, if y'all want a part 2 of this video. But to be honest, I don't know if y'all want it. Anyways, let's get straight into it. So these tips aren't gonna be like generalized things. Like this won't be like, oh my god, parry, press to parry, or oh my god, did you know you can roll cancel? No. What this is actually going to be about is things that you might not actually know, but are kind of necessary. And things you might know, but I wanted to probably re-emphasize will help you get better at, such as uppercuts. So, first thing I want to talk about is basically just feinting, basically mixing in with a mantra. You'll see what I mean. So, okay, let's say I'm finding this instructor guy, alright? Okay, the instructor's actually cracked, okay. Still there. I was gonna do uppercut by me just from the Ash Slam. You can see if you ready and have it. Run that back. Like, what? If you saw what I did there, what I just did there was that I was gonna do an uppercut, but then I immediately swapped to Ash Slam. Because Ash Slam has different parry timings to an uppercut, this will mix your enemy up, this will confuse your enemy. Obviously, this is not just correlated to something like Ash Slam or Radiant Kick. You can do this with, let's say, Spear, although to be honest, why would you want to do this with the Spear? The Spear is an expected one, but the best one you can do is like Ash Slam, something like that. And if you do a perfect cast, I guess that's what they call it, yeah, a perfect cast. Something like this. Hold on, I'm waiting for my time to come back. Perfect cast. I didn't do that one, that'd be so obviously. The perfect cast is that. No, I don't see too many people using perfect cast. I just see people just fainting a lot. And yeah, fainting, one of those things. I'm not gonna go into it too much. However, if you learn about fainting, don't overuse it. Otherwise, you're not gonna be that good. You gotta be more advanced than that, like this. You gotta be more advanced. You gotta be more expective. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it every single time. Otherwise, your enemy is just gonna account for that, but you get the idea. Anyways, time for the first tip. Excessive parrying. When I see little beginners, what they do is that when they miss a parry, they start panicking like crazy. They actually start panicking. They spam the parry button, and they think that's gonna fix him because, oh my god, I'm parrying so many times he's not gonna be able to hit me. This is simply false, as there is a parry cooldown in this game. The way you can fix this is by, if you miss a parry, actually let the enemy hit you once, so you can actually reevaluate when you're gonna actually parry. This is what fixed me up a lot and allowed me to win a bit more fights. So yeah, if you do miss parries, and don't panic parry, let the enemy hit you again, or roll, and then that'll allow you to actually properly parry, since you'll actually be able to expect the hit. If you get what I mean. Mixing once again, the fainting bit. This. I know the instructor blocked that, but he's an AI, so it's kind of expected. Yeah, what do you expect? Apart from that, okay, so one of the other things I want to talk about is another thing I want to talk about is mantras that can put you in a vulnerable position. For example, Blinding Dawn. Now, usually Blinding Dawn does not put you in a vulnerable position, and I know if this is a beginner such advanced tip, y'all are not probably gonna get Dawn Walker, but other mantras that can make you vulnerable, such as Rising Flame, Break Your Spear, these mantras put you in a vulnerable position, and you need to use them. And they're good, but you need to use them correctly. God damn it! I see so many people who do not. I see people, and me myself included, I don't use these mantras correctly, and they get slapped. First of all, start with Blinding Dawn. So when you use Blinding Dawn, most players in the game actually don't know this, but there's actually a dead zone where Blinding Dawn won't actually affect the player. And that dead zone is here. Wait for it to just come back really quick. I'll show you where that dead zone is. That dead zone is right about there. Like, it's basically where my cursor is. And if the player can get through the whole... And if they can get through Blinding Dawn and get to you inside that dead zone, they can hit you freely, and you can't do anything about it. Unless you cancel Blinding Dawn, there's nothing you can do about it. But with Blinding Dawn, you can. Oh no, you can't. You can kind of parry it, and this is what I usually do. However, that doesn't really usually help that much, and to be honest, blinding Dawn dead zone has gotten people killed before. So the best way to use blinding Dawn, or any kind of vulnerable mount up, I'm not trying to put you in a vulnerable position. For example, break your spin, you lift it, you only get the hyper armor once you're pulling out the bow, not when you're reaching into the ground. So when you're reaching into the ground, you can't do anything, then the enemy can hit you. And with Rising Flame, because the flame scrap, they get lifted up, you don't see anything, and because of the animation, you can get hit. So yeah, there are vulnerabilities to mantras in this game. Ashram doesn't have any real vulnerabilities. Like, as such, it's the time period between it's actually stabbing into the ground and you pulling it out of your pocket, something like that. It's so small that swing speed, unless even if you're using fists, the player can't really, your opponent can't really hit you there. Okay, what now? Okay, let's talk about aerials. So, one of the better ways to use aerial attacks, if you're in a stance, because you might think, oh, I gotta go behind it, I gotta hit. No, this is simply not true. You can just do this. Roll cancel. Oh, sorry, what are you doing? Roll cancel. Oh, what the hell? Roll cancel, then bounce back for the aerial. This is fairly common, but you know, but it can throw your enemies off a bit because they expect you to run around and stuff. And speaking of running around, running attacks. Running attacks are actually underrated. People say they're not that good. They are fairly good, and this tends to throw off some people as, oh my god, you're running attack, but they might confuse you for regular ones. They might have a different parry timing for it. But running attacks, you know, they're decent if you have like stuff like spinning swords, etc. You know, stuff that can take advantage of running attacks, then you're in for a little treat. Also, if your enemy is struggling to parry the running attack, don't use that as an instinct to use your other mantras or go back to regular ones or crits, because maybe they just can't really parry running attacks yet. So what I recommend doing and what I have been doing is just keep doing running attacks, because they're your basic M1s but with whatever buffs you can get onto them. And you can hit them as many times as you want until they actually finally realize they need to actually parry properly. But yeah, that's that really regarding running attacks. Next, I'll talk about criticals. Some crits are good, some crits are bad. This crit is mid, but it's fair enough in terms of what it can do. I think that's actually a void buff coming over.
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now.
Whatever. Okay. So, crits, I don't really have much to say about crits really. I don't really have any tips for criticals. Okay. So, moving on. What else did I want to mention? Oh, yes. More, just staying calm. Like, what I mean is literally, it's literally what it. What the hell is this? What? Okay. As I was saying, another thing is to stay calm. I don't really have to say much about this. Like, literally stay calm. Like, I see people when they do fights, they panic, they go fucking crazy, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, They play everything, they throw anything they can, sometimes this can work, but other times this can be a terrible idea, as this will completely drain your focus level and will put you in a terrible position. Like when you're panicking, oh my god, let's say you don't panic, alright? I say you're panicking, I'm panicking, guys. Now obviously it won't really matter against the instructor, but you see that I couldn't parry, I got hit, but let's say I'm focused. If you're focused, you have a high chance of beating, you have a high chance of winning against your opponent. You gotta remain focused. I don't really, when I say focused, I'm not saying that you're never focused. To be honest, this is kind of a terrible tip, but a better one is to literally just relax, like stay calm, bro. Don't panic every 2 seconds, bro. Just don't panic. Like, I know this might sound a bit weird and it looks like, what do you mean don't panic? We're gonna panic. No, you choose to panic. You shouldn't panic most of the time. You really shouldn't. Like, if you stay calm, you have a high chance of winning your fights. So, now that I've made all those tips and I've shouted out all those words, how about I actually attempt to execute these tips? Now, quick disclaimer before I even do this. I quickly want to say a quick disclaimer here. Do not expect to be able to fully and to fully apply these tips on day one. Do not expect that, not at all. I'm not saying you'll become a god while listening to these tips, and I'm not saying that you'll be able to get good within a day or an hour. Not at all, not at all. But what I am saying is that if you could use them, and maybe they'll have some kind of effect. Not saying you can execute these tips in one day. Don't act that overconfident now. You have to think realistically here, and you're not gonna be able to apply these tips in day one. I'm still learning up these tips. However, I've gotten to a point where I can actually advisably tell people about them and see how it works. And also, the chance of you being able to actually properly use these tips varies heavily between players. Some people, a player can completely ignore it. Some players can destroy you because of it. So you gotta remain focused. And hopefully, I actually win this one. Also, I'm not gonna be talking a lot because you know, I gotta actually win the chime match. But you know, I'll dictate afterwards. Anyways, see you in the round. Alright, so let's see how this goes. I'm not gonna really talk much. Hopefully. Okay, this is not looking good. But then again, alright, see how it goes. Bro, I am destroying. I used to lose these players, man. But then again, oh, I shouldn't have done that. It's the dead zone. How did I not trigger? Oh, that was. Okay, so yeah, that was there. I couldn't really use all the tips to be honest, because of the situation, but at least I could use some. So I hopefully should give you somewhat of an idea as to what, you know, you could work with. But yeah, apart from that, let's return back. Alright, so yeah, to conclude that video, this video, sorry. It's the first video I'll make on this topic. If it was bad, let me know. If it was good, let me know. And I will have a separate part. For the final bit of this video, I will just talk about, I'll commentate regarding, hopefully, as to what happened and how it could be improved. Probably not, to be honest, because, you know, it could be a bit of a time waste. Probably not. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed. I know this video's a bit inconcise. I've not made a video in a while, so yeah. I have made a video recently, but I've not made a proper video in a while. So yeah, that's that. See ya.